All right, so today we're talking about health, and I wanted to do this because I think right now in this time that we're living in, there's no more important subject than our health, right? Our number one asset, our brain and our body, we have it from birth until death, and I feel like there's so much confusion around it. And what I wanted to do is take us back to January 2020 when this pandemic started, because I think what our leaders and our governments did was they didn't really provide a framework of true health. I think they just more so kind of led with fear as far as, wear a mask, distance yourself 6 feet away, wash your hands, and that's all great, but those are precautionary things that don't really have to do with what makes a human being healthy. And I think there's a lot of confusion surrounding that. Number one, because we live in a society that teaches us that who's number one, what's the star, what's the best. And when it comes to 99% of things, no matter if it's a business industry or your body, teamwork makes the dream work. Especially with our body, it's such a complex process. There's not one thing, right? There's not one thing up on this board that is going to be the answer, the silver bullet. They all coexist. So you hear people go, no, it's exercise, no, it's diet, no, it's stress. It's all of it. And it's up to you to take the reins of your life and kind of implement all of them together. And so that's what we're going to talk about. And then also, we also live in a society where we're not given the internal strength. We are taught that we need something outside of us. We need an outside authority figure to tell us what is wrong, what is right, what is good, what is bad. We need an outside marketing company to tell us what product we need to make us feel a certain type of way. And I'm here to say everything that we need, from health to happiness, to a life that's fruitful, is right here. So that's what we're going to get into. So the first thing I wanted to start off with in our complex bodily processes, right? Because there is no one thing, but I think one of the most important things is stress. Let's talk about stress. Stress, for the most part, is when we're in fight or flight. That's how I would define stress. And what you need to know, and I'll link it up in the cards above because it's a separate video that has way more in depth, but you basically have an autonomic nervous system, okay? Your ANS. And it goes into two separate ways. Very easy. Your sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, and your parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest, where your immune system's on. Now, 10,000 years ago, when we were hunter-gatherers, and you're getting chased by a tiger, was a good thing to go into your sympathetic nervous system in fight or flight. So your blood rushes to your extremities, and you're ready to run or fight. And then once you got away from the tiger, you relaxed, and you went into your parasympathetic nervous system, where you were resting and digesting, and your blood rushed back to your vital organs, to your immune system, to your digestion, so that you could continue to be a healthy human. Well, now we don't have tigers chasing us, but we do have traffic. We do have that one coworker. We do have that, nagging girlfriend. We do have those little stressors, finance, debt, all these things that are in the back of our heads that are making us actually live in long-term stress. And long-term stress creates disease, okay? And there's no more stressful time to be alive than right now during the middle of a pandemic when there's so much confusion going on. And so when you understand that when you are in stress, you are in fight or flight, and your blood is in your extremities, it's not fighting off infections, diseases. Your immune system is shut off because it's expecting you to fight a tiger right now. And so that is the most important thing with stress, which we have to control our stress. What does this look like? Meditation, gratitude journals, breathing in and out slowly. These are ways to put our body in that parasympathetic nervous system as often as we can, all right? Next, we're going to talk about exercise. So exercise basically could be just exchanged for the word movement. Again, we adapted from hunter-gatherers. 10,000 years ago, we would walk tens of miles in search of food, shelter, and water. Movement creates everything about the body. It gets every aspect of the body. There's nothing it doesn't do. And the sad thing is most Americans do about 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day. If you were to walk a straight line for an hour, you would walk more than 4,000 steps a day, which means in a 24-hour day, we are moving less than 4,000 steps. Less than an hour of a day is movement. It gives you everything from better digestion to better health to better brain cognitive ability. Okay, it also teaches self-discipline and self-accountability, breaking past limitations. So exercise is extremely useful. 30 minutes a day, you can't go wrong with. Okay, sleep. Sleep is not sexy. And there's a lot of misconception behind sleep. And it really, from what most sleep experts say, it's better than diet and exercise combined. This is important, getting 8 hours of sleep, getting 8 hours of restful sleep. How can we do this? Take away the screens. Most of you are watching this on your phone. That means an hour before bed. No blue light, no TV, no phone. Because your pineal gland is a endocrine transducer. It creates melatonin and serotonin. Okay? Sarah wakes you up. Melatonin, Mel, puts you to bed. And we operate on a circadian rhythm, right? Again, from 10,000 years ago as hunter-gatherers, we relied on the sun to determine when we were awake and when we were asleep. So when there's no sunlight, aka when it's dark outside, we start to secrete that melatonin, which puts us slowly to bed. But if we're staring at a screen or a TV, our melatonin receptors aren't going because it still thinks that's a form of daylight. So putting your phone away before bed is so crucial, all right? We got to look at getting good sleep. Also, going to sleep on a schedule, a set time every day, 10 p.m. no matter what. Waking up at 6 a.m. no matter what. Okay, guys? Diet. Did we hear anything about any of this? This is a halfway point. This is what I'm trying to do. Did we hear anybody, any leaders talk about any of these things to regulate our health during a pandemic? That's the point. No one was telling us how to actually biologically, scientifically be healthy. And that's what being a citizen scientist is all about. All right, okay, time back in. Diet. What is going to make you healthy? Staying away from processed foods, fast foods, sugar, okay? These things are not going to benefit you in your body. You got to focus on what we ate as hunter-gatherers, right? We all adapted. I can't say it enough. Think about just the historical context of where we came from and how we adapted. Fruits, vegetables, natural, okay? Some meats. Okay, grass-fed meats, right? Last, we got sun, okay? Sun and vitamin D. That's so important, my goodness. We run on sun, okay? The best analogy I can give you is your phone. When it gets low on battery, 20%, what does it do? It goes into battery saving mode. This means that in order for it to stay on, it shuts down all non-essential functions. So it's not going to upload your photos into the cloud. It's going to dim back the light. It's not going to run all the applications. It's not going to do your location services all the time because it wants to stay on. It's the same thing that happens to you when you do not have enough vitamin D3 from the sun. We are on human power saving mode. When we drop below 20 nanograms per milliliter, we are shutting down non-essential functions. This includes your immune system. This includes muscle growth, rest and repair, digestion, okay? So it's so important. And there's never been a time more in human history when we're not getting sun, especially during a pandemic when we're told to lock ourselves inside. We're all playing video games and watching TV and working on computers. We are never inside. We are in a permanent state of winter. That's why people get more sick in wintertime. Because the sun is in the air for less periods of time, for a shorter amount of time in the day, and it's not at a higher angle. And it's cold, so we're not going outside, so we're not getting the vitamin D that we need. Our body's on human power saving mode. Our immune system's not working as properly, and so we are more susceptible to the bacteria and the viruses that are already inside of us, okay? You don't really catch a cold, you already have the cold inside you. And that is what we are. We are living in a permanent state of winter because we're all locked inside. We have to go outside. Just as a personal note, I'm outside all the time. I have 2 dogs. I just got my blood test. I have 38 nanograms per milliliter. That is not good. I want to be above 50. So that just shows you how much sunlight you need to get. And actually, finally, is H2O, is water. Everything is based in water. Water is the soup of life. We are 70% water. Our brain is 80% water. We need water. A good rule of thumb is 96 ounces of water a day. Think about it. Everything that we know of is water-based. It's the soup of life. Without water, you wouldn't have a ingredient to mix things in, right? Water allows the nutrients and all the minerals to mix together to create new things. And so water is so important. And so then, after I told the American public, the world, this is how you can create a healthy immune system and be healthy, then I would say, and as a, protective measure, let's wear masks to stop the spread of a disease. If you sense somebody's sick, let's be 6 feet apart. If you just touched a touch screen at a checkout in a grocery store or on the ATM at the bank, sanitize and wash your hands. That is how you would go about creating a healthy public. Not instilling fear and saying, be afraid of everything, wash your hands after you touch everything, don't trust people, wear a mask and cover up. You give people the tools that your body, which is your greatest agent, right? We have to stop relying on outside authorities, outside affirmations, outside this and that, and focus on what we have inside of us. We've lived for, now carbon dating is coming back millions of years. There's a reason why. We are more powerful than we have ever known. Ancient religions, Buddhists, monks, yogis have known this for thousands of years, and only now, with the technology, are we finally being able to verify and prove it through science and technology. And so I'm telling you, I'm asking you, focus. There is no one thing that's going to get it done. Teamwork makes the dream work. Focus on all these. I hope these helped you. And then if you feel sick, wear a mask. If you see someone sick, be 6 feet away. But remember, you hold the keys to your health. Your choices, your behaviors, your decisions is what's going to determine your life. All right?